Today I will be telling you all some more about the Riot Grrrl scene. If you don't remember, it is a punk scene that was a part of the third wave feminism and has been said to have helped birth the fourth wave of feminism. But what is its history? It first began to start, though it didn't have a name yet, in the 1970s with the rest of the punk scene. This, like most other music genres, was a male-dominated area, which led to the exclusion, sexualization, and abuse of women. Women were not content with having no place in the punk community, and so they started talking about making their own place. In the early 90s in Olympia, Washington, a large group of women met to discuss the rampant sexism in the punk scene. They decided the saying, "You can do anything," wasn't just for punk guys anymore, but it was also for punk girls. Two women even discussed how they wished for a girl riot there in Washington to fight back against the oppression they faced, and thus the term Riot Grrrl was born. You may be asking yourself if it was really important enough for women to make their own scene, and the answer is yes. Riot Grrrl created a safe space for women in punk. Like I said, it was, and still is, a male-dominated genre, and it didn't give any space for women to safely be assertive and aggressive in their emotions. Women no longer had to assimilate into the male punk scene. They could express themselves with much more freedom because the Riot Grrrl scene had different standards and rules for beauty and sexuality. It also validated women's experiences, as women had no representation in the punk scene, and this often led to feelings of frustration and alienation. Let's look deeper at what the Riot Grrrl scene is about. As I said earlier, the Riot Grrrl scene is, at its core, a feminist movement. Lyrics are about women's issues in society and with their bodies, and political issues that affected them and other minorities. Many songs would go over difficult topics such as rape, incest, racism, and eating disorders. This scene was also about women taking part in their own production. Women wanted more control and to create things the world got to see, not just be consumers of things that males produced. It was important for women to create music by women for women. And they would even come to popularize zines or fan magazines, and they would create these zines to talk about issues that were important to them, which were often topics ignored by the mass media. Here I listed a few influential groups of the Riot Grrrl scene and a lyric that I liked from each group. First, we have Bikini Kill, created in 1990, and this is a lyric from their song, White Boy. White boy, don't laugh, don't cry, just die. I'm so sorry if I'm alienating some of you. Your whole fucking culture alienates me. This lyric mentions how white men like to play the victim when they find something that they have no place in or somewhere they feel alienated in, while their whole white male culture often alienates everyone except for them. Next is Bratmobile, created in 1991, and this is a lyric from their song, Do You Like Me Like That? The only thing you know is your rich boy world. You're talking politics on your pedestal and your half-baked idea of what it means to be a girl. But you can't feel how we suffer or we bleed. You can't give us what we want, much less what we need. This lyric mentions how upper-class white men live in their own small world and are ignorant of what's happening to everyone else. Men create an ideal woman in their head, and any woman who goes against that is no longer considered a woman and is often the target of harassment and aggression. Finally, we have Le Tigre, created in 1998 with the help of one of the creators of Bikini Kill, Kathleen Hanna. This is a lyric from their song FYR, or 50 Years of Ridicule, which is based on a feminist book, The Dialect of Sex. Toss us a few new age drugs as national healthcare bites the dust. While you were on vacation, Black people didn't get reparations. This goes over the AIDS crisis, the state of national health care, and how Black people have yet to receive reparations for all the abuse and oppression they have faced in America. As you can see, all these groups and songs came out in the 90s, over 20 years ago. Where's Riot Grrrl now? Well, some people believed it died in the late 90s when famous girl pop groups became more popular and took over the Riot Grrrl slogan, Girl Power, while others, including myself, believe it's still ongoing, with newer groups such as Pussy Riot, Girlwood, and Daisy plus the Scouts carrying on the torch. However, this new Riot Grrrl scene is more progressive than the initial one. It's a modernized version which now fights to protect trans women as well, who were often excluded by TERFs who had found a home in the Riot Grrrl scene. Thank you. And I want to show you which is my interpretation of what a Riot Grrrl would wear.